Hello, Renee Flamont here. Now, today we need to talk about what if you do break no contact, because there are people that do. And I don't just want, the last few weeks we've been talking about a lot of things that are related around this topic. And maybe you've been doing what we've discussed these last couple of weeks. You did the no contact. You resisted the Hoover. You combated the smearing and kept it at bay. And now finally, the narcissist said something that has you going to lunch with them. It happens to all of us, happened to me plenty. And you're probably telling yourself, this is what I told myself, convinced even yourself, that you can handle this. They can't hurt you anymore. Here's the thing. Of course he can and will want to and will enjoy it. My pronoun is he for a romantic partner. That's how my stories follow. So please insert your own and make the story your own. We always say that. He's coming at you to this lunch filled with rage from the narcissistic injury you caused him throughout this process of rejection at the end. You maintained no contact. You think that they're happy? It took how many messages to get this lunch? Right? You weren't affected by the smearing. You did what you had to do to combat it. You resisted their Hoover. But now you finally broke down. Now they're coming in feeling like it's a win. But they're mad. Oh, they're so mad. And they're filled with that rage. And you're going there to speak your mind, maybe, to hear him out. Perhaps even with hope still alive, even after all of the no contact and resisting the Hoover many times, many times the people in our position have a renewed sense of hope. So you're coming into this lunch. Maybe there was a quick conversation or a quick pleasantry exchanged to buckle down the details of the plan, and it was pleasant, and you start to think, maybe I have the hiccups, pardon me. Maybe he had a turnaround. Maybe they had a turnaround, right? Say it's a friendship that went through something, or a business partner, or a family member. Remember, it doesn't have to be a romantic partner. So you're going to have a meeting, a lunch. You're going to talk things out. Please beware of how much can go wrong now that you've broken no contact. It is not going to go the way that you think. It is now in dangerous territory and plenty of opportunity for him to inflict harm. They may even play you like getting back together, all nice, see you again that night, convince you to see them the next day, see you the next night, and by the third day, guess what? You can't get them on the phone. You're calling them, and it's 3 hours, 6 hours, 12 hours. The reason we get into that state of looking at our phone and is he going to call, we put ourselves there. Now, you just came off no contact. You were not feeling this feeling of him now ghosting you 4 days ago before the lunch. The reason you're feeling this new feeling of having to start no contact all over again is because you broke no contact. The conversation is not going anywhere. He's not going to make any point. He's not going to hear your words finally, ever. You know, I had somebody tell me a long time ago about a peripheral narcissist in my camp. You know, they will never, ever see what you're saying, Renee. And I thought, how could somebody not see? They don't. You could come equipped with a flow chart and PowerPoint, iPad with graphs, black and white, draw it with a crayon on a white paper napkin. They're not going to see your point. So oftentimes we break no contact because we think maybe it's been enough time. He seems to really miss me. Maybe he'll listen to me this time. He seems really nice on the phone. He was crying. Yeah, they're not crying. They don't miss you. They don't feel love like we do. They have no empathy. So any love or affectation they put on is exactly that, a put on. I don't believe you, Renee. He acts like he loves me. Does he? Okay, then time for the pro-con column. Picture a board here. I want you to list pros, cons. Because I'm telling you, the con side of any relationship that I've done that for shows me that they didn't love me. The con side shows you they didn't love you. They're acting inhuman, the con side. I don't care about the pro side. That's love bombing. They're putting that on. What are they really doing once their real self shows up? What did they do to you? Did they lie? Did they cheat? Did they gaslight? Did they triangulate? They call you names? They silent treatment you? These are all very abusive things. They talk about you behind your back, make you wait. Come on. That is absolutely not the behavior of someone that loves you. Objectively, hands down, black and white. That's not a, love is many different forms, but it is not that list of cons that you have. So you broke no contact, you're back with that person now, having lunch. Please beware of them disappearing. Please beware that they're probably entangled with someone else right now while they're sitting there talking to you, maybe even about getting back together. Please beware that they're still talking about you bad behind your back. Please beware they have not changed one bit, and they're not going to change one bit. I don't care what they tell you. I don't care if they say they're going to go to therapy. We talked about that a few weeks ago. Please look that up. I don't care if they say they'll give you their phone. It shouldn't be this hard, you guys, to behave properly. I shouldn't need an adult man to give me his phone. Mine tried to say that. I'll give you my phone. Why? I want a grown man that needs to give me his phone for me to trust him? He doesn't trust himself that much. He doesn't even want a phone anymore, he said. Oh, that's practical. They'll say anything. They'll do anything. And if you break no contact, all I can tell you is if you decided to get into no contact to begin with, you will probably arrive at the same decision again. So by breaking it, I want you to beware that you're setting yourself back. So the beginning stages of your no contact, maybe you say to yourself, the first 2 weeks were the hardest. After that, it got easy. Well, now you might have to go through. I want you to understand and be aware of that and be prepared. You might have to suffer that first couple of weeks again, all of that raw emotion. He's disappeared again. You're going to feel that rejection again. You're going to feel that feeling again. You're going to walk through the motions of looking at your phone again. It's natural. You're in contact again. Of course you're curious if he's going to call you, and when he doesn't, it's going to raise a red flag. But 4 days ago, before this lunch, you had no red flags. You might have been itching to call him. He might have said something that got you. You might have developed something in your head that you thought sounds really good, and he's got to listen to this. You know what? They're never going to hear anything. There's nothing you could say ever to ever get through to them, ever. Ever, ever. So now you've broken no contact, and you will arrive at no contact decision again. You may go through a period right now where you have contact with them, and you're going to hope and pray that things are different. Maybe you got back together. But I want you to think about your list of pros and cons. That didn't go away. And I bet you they all start happening again. And I don't want you living like you have to check someone's phone. And I don't want you living like you have to be with someone now who was so bad that you once made a choice not to talk to them anymore. Breaking no contact interrupts your flow of healing. That's what it did to me. I'd be on a roll. Everything's great. Boom, my phone would ring and I'd decide to answer it. Most of the time I didn't, but I decided to answer it. And that's how I went in and out of no contact. And I'm here to tell you that the only way to break away is to maintain no contact. So if you have broken no contact, I know that you're probably convincing yourself that you just wanted to get something off your chest. The draw is too powerful with these people sometimes. The emotions are very raw. There's been a lot of, how do they say, water under the bridge. There's been hurt. You are like an exposed raw nerve when you get with these people. It's never just going to be a light lunch and you telling them how you feel. They could love bomb you during that lunch and boom, you're swooning again. You're still feeling rejected and broken from them. You can't expect the person that broke you to heal you. So they're love bombing you and it feels good and your heart's mending and you can feel it. It's false. It's a fake healing. It's a put on with words just so that they can make you swoon because that feeds their ego. They feel like being nice. They're throwing you a bone, telling you a few nice things, whatever the reason. And then before you know it, they're off again doing their life without you. And now you're left all because we broke no contact. I want you to be aware of what's down the pike if you're breaking no contact. It's a decision that should not be made lightly. You've done a lot of work to get here. You are heading towards healing. And when you do break no contact, you are pushing back that healing. And nothing is going to get better. Sorry, I know that's so bad. I'm sorry I have to say that to you, but I don't want you under any delusions that they've done a grand turnaround. And if they're acting like they did, as I always say, just wait. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Have a good weekend, you guys, and I will see you Monday.